Okay, for everybody out there, this is a 2013 Ford F-150. They have a issue with some of them where the fuel pump fuse actually melts in the fuse box. You'll see that. Look over here at the fuse box. Y'all can see right there, it's melted and stuck in place. Now, Ford knows about this issue and they have a service bulletin, because it doesn't actually happen on all the trucks, it happens on a few of them. So they actually have a fix for this. It replaces the itty bitty wire and fuse with a larger fuse. Now, you're gonna say it's larger, but the amperage is actually the same. It's still a 20 amp fuse. The only thing that they changed was the surface area of the contacts that it has to go through. This one, all it does is pinch the sides of the fuse. The other fuse has a prong like that that fits up in the hole. So we're gonna actually relocate the wire in the bottom of the fuse box from over here to over here and solder this wire into place. So now we're using a different location in the fuse box. We're using this one right here instead of this one over here. You can tell it's already got one pin in it for power. The other one is the output from the fuse, or the out of the fuse to the fuel pump circuit. So I've already got the bottom of the fuse box taken off so that we can flip it over. For anybody that's wanting to know, there's the part number of the kit directly from Ford. This kit is about 35-40 bucks. So you may even be able to get it on Amazon, I'm not sure. I got a good deal at the dealership, so I got it directly from it. It actually, from the dealer, it actually has instructions, step-by-step instructions, tells you what to do, tells you which wire to cut, blah blah blah, goes through, tells you how to hook it all together, how to get it all in there. So it tells us we're looking for the blue wire with a red stripe. So, but it comes with instructions, it comes with the wire, it comes with the fuse, it comes with 2 pieces of heat shrink, one there and one there. One of these is supposed to be used for capping off the other end of the wire. And it also comes with, this one came with 2 of them. So it can change it. One's supposed to go in your book, in your fuse diagram in the book, and one goes under the hood in the lid of the box, which, you know, Ford gives you numbers, so it tells you to go look at the book. So we're gonna put this one over here in the corner. So when somebody opens it up and goes, oh, fuel pump relay power, oh, it's fuse number 70, they can go to the new location instead of the old location. And yes, I've disconnected the battery. It doesn't look like it, but it's disconnected. Power is disconnected so we can be safe, so we don't fry anything. And go through here, take all this off, flip the box over, dig down in here, find our correct wire. 1, 2, And we look down in here, we can see that there's a blue wire with a red stripe here. There's a blue wire with a red stripe here. And the one we're looking for is down here, blue wire with a red stripe. It's the largest of the three right in this vicinity. There's also another one down on the other end, but that's not the one we're looking for. This one over here, right here around where the white pieces are. And you'll know because this is where on the other side of the fuse box your fuse is at. So switch this around, make sure everybody's pointing in there, see what we're doing. Get up in here, cut our wire. Got it cut. Because of where this is at and the harness and everything, sometimes digging around in here is a little difficult. This truck has been somewhere where it's really flipping dusty too. And this wire actually feeds over to a relay, directly to the fuel pump relay. So pull our strippers out here. Get it big enough to where we can do something. Put our heat shrink on. Well, we got our wires clear enough and we can put it on after we solder it. Trim this wire just a little bit. It's a little long. I like to split them so that we can know that we've got plenty of coverage. Makes it a little bit easier to heat up with the wire being smaller. But twist that, twist this, grab our soldering iron, and I'm not actually at the shop, I'm actually out in the field with this one. Wait on our soldering iron to heat up. Saving the customer a second toe. Come out and work on it where it's at. Anybody could get in here and I prefer soldering these because it's just a better connection. Some people will use a butt splice. They tend to get hot, may become loose over time. This solder joint won't get loose. May get a little bit warmer than it would normally, but nowhere near hot enough to melt. We got that soldered in place. Trim a little bit more. Now that we got out, that is one. Trim a little bit off there. Pull this up. Twist our wire around. If y'all look closely, I've turned this, soldered it, and twisted them opposite directions so that it lays down flatter. Now we'll take our heat shrink and put on here. Make sure you can still see. Yep. Take our heat shrink, go over it, get down here on that. Use the heat off of our soldering iron. Be real gentle with it. If you get too close, you melt it. Not close enough and it doesn't shrink. Some people will use a lighter, cigarette lighter, and run the flame underneath it. There we go. Sometimes they gotta get in there and they don't want to shrink. They get close enough and shrink them. Cut our deal off. Back over here and look at it one more time. Now, we look at it up close. You can tell that there's a sealant right in the end of it here. I don't know, it's not wanting to focus very well. But right there in the end of it, this is a factory heat shrink. So if you pull any heat shrink off the truck anywhere, like over here on the battery cable, you can see the heat shrink's got some sealant on it. So when it heats up, it pushes it out, so it seals it off as well as shrinking around it and making it look decent. This piece of heat shrink has the same stuff on it. It's all shrunk up. And then we have to find our hole that we're sticking it in. Right here. A little difficult to see. We'll look right here is an open hole between them, between the gray with a red stripe and the white with a red stripe. There's an open hole here, and this other big large piece here in the middle, this aluminum piece looking shiny piece here, this is the bus bar where the main power comes in and then feeds through the fuses into all of these locations. Our one we took off, well, I'm gonna just trim it down really short. I'm gonna cut another piece of it off before I close it up. But we take our other wire here, get it up here, get it flipped over. Stick it in there. You hear it click, and it's now in place. Tug on it. It's not going anywhere. A little bit back around here, y'all can see me working. Lay this back up in here. Put our 20 amp fuse back in. Then we'll put it back together before we put the bottom of the fuse box back on. We'll hook the battery back up, make sure everything's working, fire the truck up, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Okay, so we've got our battery hooked up, got our fuse in place, got our harness tucked up under the bottom, heat shrinked up out of the way. We'll walk over here and start the truck. We've now verified our repair. Working great. Now we can put our cover back under the bottom. Put it in backwards. There's 4 tabs on the front, 2 tabs on the back, 2 on either side. That's why it was being cantankerous. Back up. Now put it back on. The other 3 pieces. Snap our cover in. Put our sticker in place. Close the lid. Make sure all of our stuff's out of the way. And done.